Hello, everyone. This is CJ Wallace from the Velocity channel. We want to make sure that you have an opportunity to get your questions answered live right now. Live right now, undisturbed, right? We did a little segment earlier with our crew. It was just the members only. This one is for everyone because I want to make sure that everyone is on here now. There were some people I was supposed to get with today. Folks, I'm making this announcement right now. If you need my help, right now is the best time. I'll be doing it 6 to 6:30, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be on. My goal is to be on every single day. Every single day. That is a work day, all right? Sundays for me is not a work day. Hello, everyone. Absolutely. We want to make sure that we're getting your questions answered. Don't be afraid. Go ahead and speak up. Let me know what's going on in the chat here. What's going on, Samuel? It's good to see you, man. Absolutely. Good to see you. Everybody's questions are getting answered, okay? How much does my mortgage cost if I put $15,000 to the principal? That's going to get answered, right? All of it. You know, all of it's going to get answered. And so we want to make sure that we are going forth and we're answering all of your questions, okay? Yeah, you're like, man, but I don't know if you're going to answer this one. Oh, trust me, my goodness. We've been up and down, ripping and running everywhere, having to look up answers in the past, and we have almost seen it all. I can't say that I've seen it all, but I've almost seen it all. You know, cryptocurrency is definitely changing the game for the better. We do have people that are staged to come in to the banking system that's going to kind of alter it. However, we understand that velocity banking is a principle. And what do you know about principles? They stay the same. It doesn't matter what changes, okay? The laws, they stay the same. Gravity, you know, it was the same in the 16th century. It'll be the same today. And it'll be the same continual, okay? So it's a principle. These are laws that we go by. So it wouldn't matter if you were dealing with dollars or euros or oranges, bananas, okay? It doesn't matter. Velocity banking is a principle, okay? Period. It's a principle that you live by. And so please don't hesitate. Go ahead and let me know what your questions are, because at the end of the day, you know what's going to happen? Those that don't, okay, Samuel's got a question. Those that don't know about interest, okay, that are ignorant of interest, will pay it. Maybe that's some of you. But those who do know about interest will earn it. And perhaps that's some of you as well. Let's go ahead and get to this question right now from Samuel. When purchasing a vehicle and using the velocity method, do you try to get the lowest interest and the longest term? Samuel, that's a great question, okay? He asked, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat it because it is worthy of repeating. The question is, when you're purchasing a vehicle and you're using the velocity banking method, do you try to get the lowest interest and the longest term? So the answer to that is absolutely, okay? And it all depends on what your strategy is. So if your strategy is to go ahead and implement the velocity banking method and pay the lowest interest that you can, then you're going to go ahead and utilize that lower interest and those longevity in months. Why? Well, it's the same principle. There's that word again. The same principle that we use in the velocity banking method when you're paying off a mortgage. That's why we keep it at what? 30 years. 30 years. Why? Because we want the payments as low as possible, right? Because we know how we're going to pay it off, don't we? we're going to chunk that principal. Okay? We're going to chunk that principal. And what happens when we chunk that principal? Remember, the principal is the what? The principal is the host. And the interest is the what? The interest is the parasite. And so the parasite feeds off the host. So you take down the host, right? You decrease the host, which is the principal. You'll decrease the parasite, which is the interest. And so when you're coming in already with low interest and longevity of months, the car company doesn't know what you're doing. Those lenders over there at the mortgage place, they don't know what you're about to do. You're about to hit them with chunking principle. You're about to hit them with the velocity banking method. You're about to hit them so hard that they won't know what hit them. They're like, man, why didn't we get as much interest from this guy, right, that we have from the others? It's because you've implemented the velocity banking method, chunking down that principal, paying each month on that car payment, and then once that line of credit is filled back up, what happens? You chunk the principal again. That's right, until it's all gone. And they're like, what happened to our interest? And you just got to tell them, hey, it's in my pocket. You know, all that money that I was paying you, I'm going to actually direct it to my pocket. And so that's what you can do. Very good question, Samuel. Yeah, definitely. The answer is low interest, long payments all the way. Okay. A lot of people, they want to say that, you know, if I pay the 15-year, like on a mortgage, if I pay the 15-year, if I'm on the 15-year mortgage plan, okay, I'm still going to be paying it off, you know, in 15 years. Well, why pay it off in 15 years when you can pay it off in 5 to 7 years? Okay, plus that's a lot of money monthly coming out of your pocket. Okay, that's depreciating, right, and decreasing your cash flow. It's decreasing your cash flow, and you don't want that. You want to increase your cash flow. So let's not go by the bank plan, but let's go by the wealth plan, which is to make sure that we are chunking down that principal with the line of credit. Okay, and you say, well, CJ, I don't have a line of credit yet. Can I still do the velocity banking method? You absolutely can. That's why we have software, right? We have financial velocity banking software that you could utilize. You can go ahead and type in the numbers. You hear that? All right. You type in 1,500, let's say, and that's the amount you have in your line of credit. Then you type up the $350,000 mortgage that you got, and you type in your other lines of credit, your other bank accounts here, and then you press enter, and it'll tell you how to pay off the house, how to pay off the cars, how to pay off your auto loans, how to pay them all off, okay, within a dramatically reduced rate. I mean, rapidly reduced rate. And so I'm talking about from 30 years to 5 years. I've seen it from 30 years to 3 years. And these people are like, but how is that possible? I only have $1,000 in cash flow. You know, and then they try to second guess themselves, okay? Because they think they're doing something illegal. But it's not, because the banking industry has given you these tools. And it's those that know how to utilize these tools that get the advantage. That's right. Absolutely. So great question. So we always want to remember that. Okay. We want to remember that the bank has given us these tools to do what with? To just stare at them? Did they give us these tools to just cut them up? No, they've given us these tools so that we can utilize them. Absolutely. Always remember that. Always remember that. So whether the interest rate on your loan, on your car loan, on your auto loan, okay, on your home, whether it's 3%, 5%, 10%, or even 20%, it wouldn't matter because you know how to pay it down. You see, the whole reason why we're doing this is so that you can get out of the mindset of, oh man, this money's not coming back to me. Because it is, in the form of credit. That's why I get you off of the mindset of, man, I don't want to spend $1,000. Some of you have unsecured lines of credit, okay? Unsecured lines of credit. Watch this. And you're worried about using it. Go ahead, Samuel. Go for it, man. You're worried about using your lines of credit But you got to understand, when you have an unsecured line of credit, that money is not yours. so, so a lot of you got like $5,000. I'm like, oh my goodness, is this why people stay broke? Right? These guys have $5,000 in lines of credit, $10,000 in lines of credit, and they're like, they look at a $7,000 price tag, and they're like, ooh, I don't know if I should pay for that $7,000 software or education or brother, sister. They gave you that 7,000. They gave you that 10,000. They gave you that 15,000 to invest wisely. That's why we're coming up with another video. I'm going to show you how to invest, okay, with your credit line. All right? It's the best thing since sliced cheese. Listen, you're getting back a return of 50% off of $70, but you paid $1,000 a share. And you're going to end up with $1,500, $500 profit for you using another person's money. It's so beautiful. We're going to take you through it. All right. And it's coming up really, really soon. So go ahead, Sammy, with that question, man. I just absolutely want you to realize that you don't need to fear spending money anymore. Now that you know, right? For those of you that have the unsecured lines of credit, that the money's not yours. Now that you know, right? That even if the money is yours, you're building up your credit line. You're building up your credit. You're building up your reputation as you utilize the credit line wisely. Absolutely. Do we want to have a zero balance on every monthly statement, or should it have something on the balance? You know, they actually passed a law, Samuel, very good question, in July 31st of 2014. Almost nobody was aware of it. I don't even think they covered it on the news. But the law contained that you have to, okay, you have to carry a 1% balance on your credit cards. On your credit cards, in order for it not to affect your credit score negatively. What do I mean by that? Well, case in point here, I know someone who pays off their credit card monthly. Okay, they don't play around, right? They pay it off monthly. They subscribe to all of these classes on paying off your debt card, your debts, your debts monthly from the credit card, and they do that, right? Zero balance every month. Well, they wonder why their credit score doesn't move, right? And those that use the velocity banking method correctly, while their credit score keeps on going up, their credit score is like, and it stops. It stops at 650. It stops at 700. It stops at 600. It stops. And they're wondering, it's been 2 years, man. And I've been paying this card off monthly. What's going on? It used to move. Hey, the reason why it doesn't move anymore is because of that law. Okay? So look, this is what you do. You take at least one card, leave a 1% balance on that card. What do I mean? So buy something small. Let the lenders have the interest, have some interest. Let them make $20 in interest. Let them make $100 in interest, then pay it off. Okay? Because that is the bottom line. Remember, folks, we got to make sure that we're looking at the principles. If we don't, we're gonna be in the forest and we're gonna be lost. We don't know the trees from the forest, right? And because we're gonna get lost in the woods if we don't. So let's go by this principle. Let's make the lender happy, and they'll make us happy. As we carry that balance from month to month, let it be at least 3 months. At least 3 months. A very small balance. What about $100, right? What about $50, all right? And again, remember, each credit card company is different, and what they try to do, They try to do the cup game. You remember the cup game? They put the coin down there, and then now, where's the coin? Right? They try to do that. So don't let them trick you. Have a small balance, $50 balance, $100 balance for 3 months, right? And then just pay it off. And then pay it off. Why? Because then they're going to be getting at least a little bit of interest. And then they're going to say, okay, well, you know what? This person utilizes their card, right? And especially if you do the velocity banking method, you're putting in massive amounts of money, you know, every time you get paid. And then you're making those expenses, right? And though when you're paying it down, that cash flow, right? That cash flow is what pays down the line and your lines of credit. And so the lenders are going to look at that and they're going to say, well, this person is absolutely someone that we should be making even more off of. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give them a $10,000 increase in line of credit because I want to see more. Has anybody ever been a victim of a credit line increase? It's beautiful. It is a beautiful thing because what they think, right? They're going to think that this is another consumer, right? They're just going to make the minimum monthly payment, okay? And they're not going to pay us off for another 4 years. We're going to get massive amounts of interest on them. But then they realize that you're a velocity banker, right? Right? And, you know, that's okay when they realize that, isn't it? Because they realize that they're going to get not only their money, you're going to benefit greatly from the $10,000 increase, $20,000 increase, or whatever it is. And you're going to be utilizing that and pay them down even more, but they're still going to get interest in payment. And so it's got to be a mutual thing. Yeah, people have been paying it off, man. I remember one of my instructors here at the college was like, yeah, I pay mine every month. I pay it off. Every month I pay it off. Hope he doesn't do that every time. Right? I mean, at least have one card. You know, at least have one card that's like a continual. All right. If you don't like, you know, utilizing the card and you have to pay it off every month, at least have one card that's like a continual for at least 3 months, and you'll be fine because they need to just see. Because what they'll do is they'll put you in a category, right? Hey, this guy's money doesn't move. Let's make sure his score doesn't move. Boom! And that's okay. We know the way around that. Okay? We know the way around that. And that is to keep that 1% there. 1%, 1%, 1%. Yeah, absolutely. Very good. Very good. Perfect. Yeah, you got some more questions? Absolutely. Did you guys know that in 2014? July 31st of 2014, they went ahead and did that. I was like, what in the world? Hey, no problem, Daniel. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, yes. And you know what? Each credit card is different too. You know, sometimes you'll see that these cards, they talk to each other. Okay. I have a book out entitled, listen, if you like mystery novels, you'll love what the credit card companies aren't telling you. Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. It's got a wolf on the front of the book cover on Amazon. And I go in detail about how the credit card started, right? Started by the Mesopotamians, went all the way up. Bank of America, you know what I'm saying, was the first Visa, right? They actually named it Visa because it can take you anywhere, right? And I was like, oh my goodness, look at all. I mean, you won't believe some of the things that the credit card company has done over the years. It's amazing, folks. It's amazing. And how the government actually did hearings. And these guys, man, they're just like, they were pretty rough back then, but they've gotten much better now, much better. Because they had to, right? Because they had to. You'd be amazed at what you can do when you have to. Right? And so yeah, they've gotten much better now, much more responsible. They're much more for the consumer than they were, right? Because when they were starting out, boy, they were giving people, they were handing out money, $500 credit here, $500 credit there. Doesn't matter what if the score is, you know, just call this number up. We give you $500. It was a trap. Okay, before. And right now, though, right now, it's only a trap if you don't know. It's only a trap if you don't know. All right? But now you know. Now you know. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Now you know. That's what it's all about. And then at the very end, man, we give you a surprise. You know, and of course, how to rob a bank and get away with it. That's another book we did, and we, folks, it really is. It really is. Because what are we robbing them of, right? We're not putting on ski masks, right, and going inside the bank. It's not what we're talking about. We're talking about making sure that they don't get as much interest from us as we were paying them before we came to the knowledge of velocity banking. All right, that's what we're talking about right there. So man, it's beautiful, right? It is beautiful how things go on, and not only that, but you're talking about a book that will change your life. I got two copies. I got two copies because it's worth it, you know? Look, this book right here, Credit Banking and the Search for the Lost American Dream by yours forever, Joseph A. Smith. And it's just a book that goes in detail on the B-HELOC method. It's got some bonus words in there, some bonus pages. So you'll definitely want to pick that up. Definitely want to pick that up, man. Why? Because in the time that we are in, we need to know more about finances, not less, right? We need to know more about the allocation of finances, not less. You know what I mean? Maria, are you on here? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and make sure your questions is answered. Okay, I know you had Jen on here as well. We want to make sure both of your questions are answered. All right. Doesn't matter if we have to do an email or whatever it is. All right. What's going on, TD Grace? You say how many? That's a very good question. Very good question, TD. Let's go ahead and get into it. How many business, and thank you so much, how many business lines and personal lines do we need? Listen, as much as possible on the business lines, because you don't get hammered with having a lot of business lines, okay? They don't care how many lines you open up. I mean, you can open up like a 10 business, 20 business lines on one company. You can start another company. You can open up more business lines for that company. You can start another company. You can open up more business lines on that company. I mean, infinity on the business lines. As far as personal lines go, if you're talking about the credit cards, let's go ahead and do the 3 to 5 method. 3 to 5 credit cards would be good for the personal lines, simply because we want to make sure that we're staying within the guidelines of their mix of credit, right? And their mix of credit. So, the mix of credit means credit cards, your installment loans, different things. You're mixing it up. You're not just on one facet. You're not just on one element. You just don't have just the credit cards or just the line of credit or just the installment loans, right? You want to make sure there's a healthy mix on the personal lines of credit. So 3 to 5 in the business cards, and I would definitely keep it to a really healthy personal line of credit. And now, having said that, you got to remember, scores go up and down, don't they? And what are the top two elements of what can ding your credit score? What are the top two that can ding your credit score the heaviest? I'm talking about 6 to 10 points, and in some cases 15 points, and even more, right? So what are the top two elements? You remember? So I already gave you one of them, which was the mix of accounts. History of accounts is another one. What are the top two, though? The top two. Yeah. Look. Good job, TD Grace. Utilization, right, is the second one. The number one is what? Payment history. We're talking about 35% of the credit score made up of the payment history. They want to get paid, man. Huh? When you be in the same position as a lender, you want to get paid. That's the first priority, right? Look, and then the second one is how much this joker got out. Let's see, how many lines you already have. Oh, you're overutilized. Oh, that means I'm not going to get paid. You see, it all goes back to it all goes back to the payment history, doesn't it? So, payment history and then credit utilization. Absolutely. Payment history is number one, 35%, and then that credit utilization is number two at 30%. Makes up 30% of your score. You say, man, I'm overutilized. I'm over the 30%. You know what? I have an answer for that. Get yourself some more lines of credit. Now, let me go ahead and finish up that question. So the answer, let me add this on to that answer, right? To the answer to that question, how many personal lines do you need? The reason I said let's have a healthy personal line, okay? Let's have a healthy personal line because we want to utilize that as the lead velocity banking method. As some of you may have noticed, we do see more flexibility with the personal lines of credit, okay, at the banks and the credit unions, more flexibility. And so we want to make sure that we're utilizing everything that we can. Now, if you need more lines of credit, don't feel guilty, right? Don't feel guilty. I mean, it's not like, because you only have one personal line of credit. Would it hurt to have two? No. If they're going to grant it to you, that means it's okay, right? Absolutely. And remember, when your score goes down, that means what? It can actually go back up as well, right? Maybe you need to do some disputes. Perhaps you need to take off some false information. Did you know over 79% of the credit reports have false information on there? They have errors on there. That's what happens when you just rely on a machine for the most part, all right? And people, right? So look, make sure that you're doing all that you can, right, to make sure that credit report has accurate information on there. And don't feel bad about getting more lines of credit. If you see your utilization is over the 30%, then you know what? Go ahead and get another line. Because what is that going to do to the utilization? It's going to go down. Okay? Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get that question. Are the lines of credit hard or soft pulls? Very good question. What you can do is you can actually ask the lender or the personal banker, hey, I want a soft pull, right? I want a soft pull to see if I'm even in the running, right, for the line of credit. And you just name the amount, right? Or you can even ask them, hey, what's the highest line of credit that I can have? And they'll tell you, okay? They'll tell you. Now, some, they probably won't, right? Because they would just want to play it safe. And so the bottom line on that one is you're just going to have to ask them to do a soft pull because each bank is going to be different. So just to cover your bases, go ahead and ask them to do a soft pull. If they can't do it, that's okay. You know why? Because you're interviewing banks and someone will do it. Okay? You're the one that's the customer. You're the important one. You're why they're in business. Never forget that. Okay? So you lead the charge. You ask the questions to them because you're interviewing them. Okay? So the onus is on them to serve you. Okay? Never let them boss you around. Okay? Or say, oh, well, no. I need to know, right? And let me say this. Don't be fooled when they mix up the terms home equity loan and home equity line of credit. They are not the same. See the paperwork, all right? You need to see the paperwork. Folks, I got a class coming out. My word. And we are definitely going to let you know when that hits. You need to be a part of it. You need to be a part of that membership as well. Watch this. K Fresh, what's going on? You said you got a 779 credit score, but don't know how to leverage it to my benefit. Any advice? Woo, man, let me tell you. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone, right? Listen, you need to take advantage of that very quickly. Because if you haven't noticed, things are changing very quickly. So what we want to do, right, with that score is we want to let the lenders know that you are open for business. Let them know, hey, I'm shopping for a line of credit. Listen, I want you to do this, K-Fresh. Go to a bank, any bank, right? Preferably a credit union, but any bank, and let them know, listen, I'm shopping for a line of credit. Would you be able to help me, to assist me in this? And once they bring you over, right, and they'll take a look at your information, you must see what they'll do, right? What they'll do. It's amazing, and we are so thankful for many of these bankers. Go ahead and get, the answer to your question is to go ahead and get the highest line of credit that you can, all right? And then what you'll do is you'll seek, if you want to, you'll seek out opportunities to make that score go even higher, right? Or perhaps even bring in even more cash flow, right? From other people's money. We have to take advantage of that while we have the chance, right? Absolutely. Take advantage of that. Because a line of credit, when it's unsecured, and I'm pretty sure you're going to get an unsecured, a massive unsecured line of credit, you got to make sure that you're utilizing that, right? And remember, it's other people's money, so you don't have to be all nervous about spending it, about investing it, right? So invest that. Invest that in your education. Invest that into financial velocity banking software. Invest that inside of a subscription that is going to be valuable for you. That's going to be valuable for you. And then just put the income inside of that line of credit. Pay your expenses from that line of credit. Okay? Have you ever thought about setting up a business? It is the number one tax strategy in the nation, is setting up a business. Man, there's just so much you can do. You can change the world with that score, my friend. I'm so thankful that we got to address that question. The first thing you need to do is get yourself a credit card if you don't have one, or a line of credit, a massive line of credit. I know a lady right now, fixed income, okay, making, I believe it's $1,700 a month, fixed income. She has 80 grand in lines of credit. She said, CJ, I was doing the velocity banking method and I didn't even know. I have an 800 credit score, 80 grand in lines of credit. I don't even know what to do with all this money. You know what I did? I introduced her to our real estate investing education. She's legacy wealth. Okay, she's talking about legacy wealth for her children, her grandchildren, and she didn't even know anything about real estate investing. So that's what we do. All right. So listen, we need to get down. We need to sit down with you, okay, Fresh, and make sure after you get that line of credit, okay, massive line of credit, we need to make sure that you're on the road that you need to be on, which is building that legacy wealth. All right. Absolutely. It's very important. It's very important. Man. Yeah, we definitely just need to talk. Make sure that you're on the right road. We don't want to ever, watch this, we don't want to ever have the money stand still, because what happens when blood stands still in your body? Your body soon starts to decompose, right? The same with your bank account. If the money stands still and it's stagnant, it'll decompose. All right, that's what inflation is. The inflation tax, it'll decompose your wealth. We don't want that. We want to move it in the right directions. We want to move it towards cash flow. We want to move it towards real estate investing. We want to move it towards correct capital allocation. We want to move it towards business. We want to move it towards higher personal credit. That's where we want to move it. All right? To fulfill your American dream. See, what they're feeding people now is the American nightmare. But now that we've been introduced to velocity banking, we know what the American dream, which really it's that spirit, that American spirit, right? We want you to fulfill the dream that you've been given. All right. How do I go about getting a POC? Oh yeah, to pay towards my student loan, and I know you meant LLC. Thank you so much, Midwisi. Thank you so much for that question. That's a very good question. So let's go ahead and repeat it. How do I go about getting a line of credit to pay towards the student loan debt? That's a very good question. So let's go ahead and make sure that you are going to a credit union. I found the credit unions to be much friendlier. And not to say that, the banks where you are aren't friendly, but I found them to be much friendlier, much more customer oriented, much more community oriented. Have you found the same thing, you all? Much more community oriented as well. And they're more lenient because it's endeavoring to help the businesses out around that community, building up the wealth of that community as well. So I would go to a credit union. If you don't have any credit unions where you are, it's okay. Go to PinFed, okay? That's an online bank. You can actually go to Navy Federal Credit Union as well. TD Bank is good. Regions Bank is good as well. So that's just ask them. Ask them for that line of credit. And if they don't have a line of credit, then what you could do is you can go ahead and ask for a credit card. Let them know, hey, I want to make sure that I can get advances from this card because I'm going to be financially allocating towards certain projects. Okay, and you can do that. Just let them know what you want to utilize it for. If you want to build credit, you can. Now, let's say the bank is like, no, we're not going to give you any. We're not even going to give you a secured card. Then that's okay. I can actually go ahead and ship you a link letting you know where to get a credit card so that you can start building your credit. Okay? Yeah, that's the first thing you want to do. Go to the credit union first, right? And then the bank. And then the bank. Okay? And you're going to interview them because you are the customer. You're in control, not them. So don't let them shut you down. You go in, you let them know what you want. Listen, I want a $10,000 line of credit. Don't let them laugh you out of the bank. Yeah, you're the customer. And let them know that you mean business and get that unsecured credit card to pay that student loan debt off. Now, what you're going to do to the student loan debt, you're going to ask if you can go ahead and pay it towards the principal. Okay? Pay towards the principal. You're going to use that line of credit to pay that student loan debt, the principal of the student loan debt. Now, you're going to continue to make those scheduled payments, but you'll also chunk, right, that student loan debt because the interest feeds off of the principal. See, the interest is the parasite and then the principal is the host. And so the parasite, right, feeds off of the host just like that. The interest feeds off of the principal. So that's why you want to target that principal with that $10,000 line of credit. Okay, Minwisi? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, no problem, K-Fresh. No problem at all. Thank you, TD Grace. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Listen, folks, there's always another way. There is always another way, okay? Can you use the velocity banking method for child support? You know what? Watch this. Hey, that's a great question, Samuel. What we want to do, all right? We want to make sure that we get this part out of the way. Because velocity banking method, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're of this, you're from that country, that planet, whatever. If you have not only money, but a line of credit, okay, and you can take that money out of it, the cash, all right? And you're taking that cash out of it, you just took it out of the where? The line of credit, right? Absolutely. So who's going to accept cash for now? Anyone. Anyone. All right? So take that out of the credit, put it in the checking account, write that check for $500, $600, $1,200, $2,000, $20,000, whatever it is, that monthly support, right from it. Just make sure that the income goes right back to where? Not the checking account. You don't want to segregate the costs, okay? You don't want to segregate the costs. You want to put the income all in the line of credit, because what does that do when the expenses go out? What pays that line of credit? The cash flow that's left after the expenses have gone out. You certainly can. Yeah, because it's just like cash. Because it's just like cash. Really, it is. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like cash. So, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Hey, it's beautiful. It is beautiful. And there's something coming up. Don't want to talk too much about it right now. But I was looking at it and I said, oh my word, this could change the game completely. This could change the game completely. I'm going to leave it off for now, but there are several unadvertised Lions Loans programs available. But you must go into the credit union and ask them when you're getting your account. Absolutely. Oh man, I believe that. I believe that. Yes, yeah, that's very true. Why? Man, these guys are just waiting to hand you their money because they're at a place right now that they need even more interest coming in. Yes, they've got homes, and the mortgages are bringing them in that interest, but for these guys, it's never enough. And they're like, you know what, let's put them out. Let's get some lines out there. Let's get some loans out there. Let's get some programs out there. Hey guys, we got this, okay? Little do they know, they are not going to be as rich off of you as they are off of others that don't know the velocity banking method, all right? Man, folks, I can't believe it's already been 42 minutes. Thank you so much for, is there any questions? Thank you so much for attending. We're gonna start doing this every day, man, around the same time. So if this time works, just let me know. If you need it earlier, like in the mornings, let me know. We're gonna be giving you answers to all of your questions. All right, absolutely, because I know that there's just a whole bunch of people, that are like, oh man, what about this? What about that? What about the other? Yes, I understand. Right now, we had to redo our whole. Hey, no problem, Menwisi. Absolutely, man. Give me an update on that. You know what I mean? Give me an update on that. We're gonna be here every day, Okay. If you need me to go more in detail, shoot me an email, info@velocityc.com. Let's do that, okay? Back and forth, okay, through the email. That's what I got to do with another 3 people, actually. Yeah, we got to do the email thing. I've been giving the calculators out and everything, velocity banking calculators, so that they can just put their numbers in and bing, bing. See? What? Hey, Zeus, man. Are you wanting me to take it to another level? Oh man, you're right. Jesus, you're right, man. You're right. I need to take it to that level, don't I? I need to talk about infinite banking, especially when I'm doing it, man. You're right. Folks, I apologize. I need to get on. I need to make sure that you know that it's not infinite banking versus velocity banking. Watch this. It's infinite velocity banking. It's velocity infinite banking, man. VIB. Thank you so much, Jesus. You have been here from the beginning, man. You have been here. And look, you have provided more value, right? Like you've always done. Thank you so much. What's going on, Martin? Oh, man, Lofton. What's going on, man? What's going on, Struggling? Look, you're right. So I'm going to start doing that, Jesus. I'm going to start doing it. Ooh, Struggling, you do. Man, K Fresh, could you let him know what to do with that 830 credit score? K Fresh, let him know what to do, man. Let him know what to do. Yes, Velocity Banking. Martin is the man over here. What's going on, Angel? Hey, man, no problem. Thank you so much. No problem at all. Yeah, man, look, we're over here in Arizona, man. I'm talking about burning up. We are burning up over here, man. Look, not anymore, though. Not anymore. You know why? You know why? Guess why? It's fall time. How do I get one-on-one? Oh, man, absolutely, man. We'll get you a one-on-one. Unsecured line. There you go. Yes. Yes. Take care. And you know what? Struggling Hustler, let me tell you. Remember, always, always be in the mindset of, I'm interviewing these banks. They're not interviewing me. Yeah, have that mindset. Let them know, I want the highest line of credit that you can give me. The highest. Because you know I'm going to pay you. Don't play with me. And you can say it just like that. They'll laugh and giggle and give you high lines, you know? They sure will. I'm telling you. Absolutely. Hey, man, you are welcome. Angel Lim, absolutely, man. So that's what it's all about, folks, all right? It's all about getting on here every day, right? And we are set up now so that we can do that, okay? And what we want to do is make sure that we have those one-on-ones, okay? CJ, let's get that one-on-one going, all right? Let's get that one-on-one going. We'll give you some more information. I have a website. I had to revamp the whole thing, okay? info@velocityc.com. Let's get that one-on-one going. Look, the whole thing, velocityc.com. I had to revamp the whole thing. So when you go on there right now, all you're going to see is like a massive website, right? And then you're going to see a bunch of Latin letters. We're redoing the whole thing, man. Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to let you know, CJ. We will let you know. Why? Because it's so important that you get this, okay? Now, only the members, right? Only the members get that one-on-one, CJ. Let's go ahead and get your membership level in, man. And then we'll get that one-on-one going, all right? That's what we need, man. Absolutely. Absolutely. Why? Because we want to do a customized velocity banking, right? For you. We want to make sure that you have someone you can talk to, especially when you're at the bank, when you're at the credit union, when you're at the place, when you're in the fire, when you're in the prime time. You need someone to come through in the prime time. You need a Deion Sanders for velocity banking. You need a Barry Sanders for velocity banking. You need someone to come through in prime time. Okay? So that's what the membership level is all about, man, on YouTube. All right? It's the Velocity Evangelist. Okay? What's going on, man? Samuel, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Welcome to the Velocity Specialist Samuel in the house. That's right. And so we just want to let you know that is what we do. We also have chats especially for the members, right? And only the members can chat. Like everybody can see the view and everything, but only the members will be able to communicate with us back and forth or whatnot. All right? Absolutely. But this we will do for everyone. Why? Because I know people are like, what is going on? And we'll make sure that everything is organized, and we'll interpret the madness, all right? And we'll show you how to do the velocity banking method all the way through, okay? The members get that customized velocity banking strategy. I had one man say, oh, CJ, thank you so much. I mean, the spreadsheet was all out. Look, I'm not tooting my horn, man, but the spreadsheet was all out, and I explained it to him, over the video, bit by bit, and showed him what to do. And the rest is history. Folks, I want to make sure that you are getting what you need. Drop me a comment. Leave some feedback. Thank you so much, Abdullah. Yes, beautiful name. Listen, leave that feedback for me, all right? So we can get better and better and better and better and better. Oh, yes, you do, Alicia. You do need to know about this velocity banking. Listen, the secret to velocity banking, before I leave, Alicia, is this: that you can utilize. You don't have to use it if you don't have it, but you can utilize your line of credit to pay off any loan in a dramatically reduced time frame. I'm talking about from 30-year loan, like for mortgage, that's security, home loan, down to 5 to 7 years, because of the chunking of the principal and the way you pay off the mortgage. Okay? Absolutely. That's what it's all about, Alicia. That is the nuts and bolts of it, but I can definitely unpack it as the days go by, all right? And of course, if you're a member, you can of course get a one-on-one 24/7 access for me, especially if you're a Velocity Evangelist member. Look, bills are $7,000 a month. Okay, hey, thank you, Roman. Thank you, Roman. I do not turn down this question here. Bills are $7,000 a month. I'm bringing in $4,000 a month with $6,000 in credit. How can I manage? Absolutely. So you go to the channel, right? Go to my channel, and then in the URL, you type a /JOIN, and then hit enter, and it'll pull up a page. Okay, that's actually just off of my head right now. I know there's another way to do it. You can just join from my channel or click on one of my videos as well, the Velocity channel. Phil Bill, Velociraptor Dinosaur Banking. Look, how can I manage? Roman, that is a very good question. So his question was, bills are $7,000 a month, and he's only bringing in $4,000 a month with $6,000 in credit. He says, how can I manage? And so what we want to do now is we want to make sure that you guys know the intensity of this question. Because listen, we've been there. We've been there, all right? And we've gotten out of there, most importantly, right? And there's nothing wrong, let me say this, there's no shame in that. None at all. You don't need to be afraid to spend simply because you are in that predicament. Do we understand? So don't shame yourself. Don't let anyone else shame you. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Because now you're going to know how to fix it. So let's go ahead and get to your question. I do. I sure do, Blessed Elizabeth. I sure do. I sure do. It doesn't matter if you're in Europe. It doesn't matter if you're anywhere in the world. We do. We do help you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Join the channel. We one-on-one help you. Okay? Absolutely. Bills are $7,000 a month, folks. I want you to feel this. And I'm bringing in $4,000 a month with $6,000 in lines of credit. How in the world can I manage? All right? Yeah, just join the channel. Especially when you're the Velocity Evangelist, we go ahead and help you one-on-one, okay? And we take you through step by step. We do the weekly calls as well for the one-on-ones. We understand? That's what we do. That's what we are. We are the expert in the velocity banking method, and we want to make sure, right, that you know how to implement it. and what words to say to your banker to get those massive lines of credit. Okay, we even give you a spreadsheet like we gave to our other like the other client. All right, we gave a whole spreadsheet to them so they can actually go to the banker and be like, hey, look at this. And they're like, whoa, what's going on there? You had a spreadsheet for us? Let's go ahead and write you a check for $10,000 so you can put in this line of credit, $20,000. Huh? Because they know how you're going to pay it off. And you're educating them and their family as well. So that's a very good thing. Hey, thank you so much, Bon. So immediately we know what? That we have a negative $3,000 a month, okay, in bills, don't we? We know that. Folks, share this video. Share this video. Because I'm about to get into something almost, so I got 5 minutes, so let me go ahead and get into this right now. Negative $3,000 a month, okay, with $6,000 in lines of credit. He said, how in the world am I going to manage? Now, it would be so easy for me to say, cut down on your bills. Right? You see how easy that rolled off my tongue? Do you see how easy that was? But what if you can't cut down on your bills? What if you need every one of those bills? Huh? What if? What then? What then? What's the answer going to be then? All right? So this is what I want you to do. I want to take every one of your loans, if you have them, every one of your loans. I want you to spread it out, man. Spread those loans out, all right? And this is what I want you to do. I want you, when you have the time, maybe later on tonight, I want you to line up all those loans, and I want you to take the loan balance and divide it by the minimum payment. Because right now we want to efficiently allocate your finances. Divide it by the minimum monthly payment. And give yourself the cash flow index number on each one of those loans. Okay? On each one of those loans. Each one of them. Each one of them. The one that's closest to zero is the loan you will pay off first. First. You're going to pay that loan off first. All right? Pay that loan off first. And then that'll increase your cash flow. All right? You want to use the $6,000 in credit, and you want to look at what loans you can just go ahead and smash that are absolutely draining your cash flow. And you want to use that $6,000 to your advantage. Okay? To your advantage. And I know this is going to sound outlandish. And of course, I don't know the whole, I really want to get you one-on-one, man. I really want to get you one-on-one. I really want to get you one-on-one. Go ahead and sign up, man. Sign up for the Velocity Evangelist. Because there's a lot I gotta show you, man. And I have so much, but it wouldn't be fair to the other members. I have so much to say about that. And I want to make sure that you get through this. You know what I mean? Week by week, man. I mean, I want you on the calls. You understand? I want you on the calls, man. Roman, I want you on the calls. I want you on the calls. I want you on the calls. This is gonna rack my brain, man. Okay? All right, I want you on the calls. But do that. CFI, right? CFI. Give me that CFI, man. Cash flow index. Okay? The info, hey man, go to my channel. Join it, man. Velocity Evangelist. Okay? Velocity Evangelist. Become a Velocity Evangelist, man. Period. Hey, Alicia. All right, here we go. They're on their way. They're on their way to getting the answers to their questions. Congratulations to Alicia, the velocity specialist. Yes, you are. All right? Absolutely. Join it. Roman, I need you to be the velocity evangelist, man. We're going to go in deep on that one. All right? There is a way out. All right? There is a way out. It doesn't matter if it's negative 3,000 a month, negative 5,000 a month, negative 10,000 a month. Listen, you got $6,000 in lines of credit. Do you know what that means? You can get more. And we just need you. We need you to get more. All right? First homework assignment, Roman. Hey, listen to me now, because I got to get off. First homework assignment. Write down all of the CFI. CFI, man. CFI equals, okay? Cash flow index equals loan balance divided by minimum monthly payment, okay? And that'll be the CFI. Go to the channel, man. The Velocity channel. Make sure you join the channel. When you are faced with the specialist, the analyst, and the evangelist, I need to go in deep on that one, man. Let's get you up into the evangelist, all right? Absolutely. Santiago's been killing it with the velocity strategy, with these bosses here, these velocity bankers here. Hey, it's good to see you again, man. Wayne, do you think it's worth it to go through the AMX Second Chance program? You know what, man? I think it is, man. You know why? Because they're giving you a second chance and a line of credit. Whenever somebody wants to give me a line of credit, you know what you say? Yes! You know, if it's not too much for you, all right? Absolutely. Folks, we are so excited for Alicia, for Samuel, all the members on here, Roman, you know what I mean? For everyone that has tuned in and gotten this velocity banking strategy, all right? Wayne, hey man, get at me, man. We're going to be on this every day. Every day, every work day, we're going to be here. Every work day, we're going to be here, man. If you guys don't like the time, I can absolutely make it happen on another time frame, all right? I'm not going to get tired of talking, all right? So, absolutely, man, absolutely. We can explain that, Jose. Let's explain that, man. So on the velocity analyst, we're going to make sure that you have that backstage, so to speak, what we're doing in the background, right? The velocity specialist, we explain to you the velocity banking method, right? And we also give you some calls at the beginning of each month, right? And we want to make sure that if you have some questions, then we make sure that you can email us. But at the velocity evangelist level, that's when we take you one-on-one, all right? One-on-one, we walk you through the method, and we're right there beside you, right? So say, for instance, Roman, right? He was saying, man, negative three a month. And so I'm like, okay, all right, oh man, all these answers are popping up in my mind. Spreadsheets are coming down. The calculators are coming to mind. I'm talking about, it doesn't matter if it's a mortgage, I have all of these calculators, and I'm like, ooh, I need to ask this guy questions, because we are getting to the answer to this dude, for real. And we I'm just getting so excited. Hold on. We take you step by step to the answer, man. Like Joseph did me, you know what I mean? Like Ray did me. Hey, Zeus, you know what I'm talking about, man? So the evangelist level is the highest level. If you need us to talk to a bank, we talk to the bank. If you need us there beside you at the bank, in the insurance company, okay? We're also licensed insurance agents as well, all right? So we definitely do that. Alicia, how can I upgrade? Okay, hey, you know what? If you want to upgrade, let's go ahead and I believe I have to make it available. Or you can just go to the channel right now and see if you can go ahead and upgrade to the evangelist. If not, if you don't have that upgrade, then we will find that out there for you then, Alicia. Absolutely. That's a good question. Okay? Absolutely. So look, folks, man, it is time to go. I do thank you so much for hanging on. We want to make sure, right, that you have those questions answered. Hop on every single day. It's going to be around 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, okay? Unless you guys don't like that. If the majority of you are like, no, put it in the morning, then we'll put it in the morning because we're here for you. All right, this is your channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Alicia. We'll go ahead and see what we can do here for that upgrade. All right, we are excited to get with that, man's. I'm telling you, we because we've done this before. The -3 is no big deal. All right, awesome, awesome. So let's go ahead and get that done, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless, and you guys have a great night. Thank you.